Grand City is where millions of people call home. So when anyone or anything becomes a threat, it's my job to help. Sure, I've got my stories like any other hero. Saving the day, fighting the bad guy, but I've never had to be on a team. No one else is coming to rescue them. This is all on me. I am the Guardian of Grand City.
Hey everybody, I'm CJ, and the tropical storm that I talked about the other day, I'm not trying to minimize the amount of suffering and inconvenience and loss of this, that, and the other thing that it legit did cause, but at least where I live in my local area, it ended up being just a really big nothing burger. We got a little bit of rain, and then pretty much that was it. The storm blew itself out, end of story. So not too much to say there, and I can't believe what a big deal the media the local news media made out of this, but I don't know. Maybe it's not like they can predict the future, but still, I guess I was expecting something a whole lot worse. But anyway, people, I'm just going to call it right now. This is my prediction about The Matrix Resurrections. I don't have any kind of special insider information about the movie, spoilers, or any of that. I have no idea how this movie is going to turn out, no more than anybody else. A fact, by the way, that a lot of people would do well to remember. Nobody's really seen this movie yet. So these theories that people are floating around that Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions are basically going to get retconned out of existence. Guys, be careful with stuff like that. Now, just so I can speak hypocritically out of both sides of my mouth, what I am going to do is predict that most likely the critical reaction to the Matrix Resurrections, it's going to be fucking amazing. Guys, I reserve the right to be wrong, because it's not like I know the future. I can't know for sure where things are going to go. But guys, this Hollywood Reporter article, it seems to me like a message is being sent here to the critics. And considering how woke pop culture is these days, and considering how woke the Matrix, when you think about it, how woke the Matrix always was, my prediction is going to be that Matrix Resurrections is going to get fucking amazing critical praise. This thing is going to be at 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe I'm wrong. But I look at the world the way that it was when Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions came out back in 2003. And back then, critics had this, I don't know where they got this idea, but critics had this idea that what they're supposed to do is just talk about a movie and react to a movie and basically just get right up and give you their God's honest opinion about that movie. Now, I don't know why a movie critic would ever think that that's where their job ends, but back in those days, that's where critics thought their job ended. And so as a result, Matrix Reloaded, it didn't get amazing reviews, but I mean, it got broadly positive reviews. I think it's something like in the 60s or something like that, or 70s on Rotten Tomatoes. And it didn't seem like anyone just fell in love with it, but at the same time, it didn't seem like anybody absolutely hated it either. It was just, most people just seemed to think, well, it's good. And then they just moved on. Matrix Revolutions, that alienated people. That's got something like 30 some odd percent, 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's basically rotten. And at the same time, it seems like not too many people fell in love with Matrix Reloaded. Well, it seems like basically nobody fell in love with Matrix Revolutions. And the rumors about the Wachowskis, they were making the rounds even at the time. And obviously, most of those rumors ended up turning out to be true. But at least at the time, Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions, they were both reviewed by critics more or less on their merits. And I just don't see that happening with Matrix Resurrections. If I had to guess, like I say, because of how woke the Matrix always was, and considering the fact that the Wachowskis have, in the intervening years, come out as trans, I just do not foresee Matrix Resurrections getting anything less than glowing praise. I mean, think back to what amazing critical reviews that Ghostbusters 2016 and Captain Marvel all got, even though I think really the best you can say is that it's arguable that either of them really deserved those kinds of positive reviews. Nevertheless, they got them because they sort of become, like, for some people, they'd sort of become cultural battlegrounds where, especially for the critics, you have to prove your bona fides by saying that you love The Last Jedi, or you love Captain Marvel, or you love 2016 Ghostbusters. And I think that same thing is going to apply here with Matrix Resurrections, due probably in no small part to this Hollywood Reporter article, really in general, but specifically this little pull quote right here, where basically it says, and by the way, this is with Lily Wachowski, basically reveals that so much of The Matrix, for example, was born out of a lot of the anger and a lot of rage, and its rage at capitalism and corporatized structure and forms of oppression. Bubbling, seething rage within me was about my own oppression, that I was forcing myself to remain in the closet. And then it just sort of goes on from there. And this is the critic signal, all right? This is notice to all of the critics saying, you guys, you had better say nice things about this movie or else we are going to come for you. So because of this article in general, well, I say it's really because of Lily Wachowski's identity and the fact that she's out with that identity, and the general wokeness of the Matrix in general, and it's looking like a similar level of wokeness going on with Matrix Resolutions, this Hollywood Reporter article, and especially with this paragraph right here. Guys, a message is being sent, and I'm just going to call it right now. You're going to be very hard pressed to find a negative review about the Matrix Resurrections. Maybe I'll be shown to be wrong on this, but I don't think I will be. I think that, especially in light of the fact that the red pill has kind of been adopted for other uses and other purposes, as is sort of explained in this paragraph right here. Basically, this is going to be a critical fawn fest, the likes of which don't come along just all the time. So we'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but that's the prediction that I'm making right now. So anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed, comment, like, and share this video because it really helps me out. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Cole Loves Comics.